So, Smosh.
I have diarrhea!
Do I even need to give an introduction of what exactly is Smosh? You clicked on this video so that I could talk about one of their movies. You absolutely know what Smosh is. Honestly, anybody with a YouTube account that's over the age of 14 knows what Smosh is. I, like so many, grew up watching Smosh. They were one of my two favorite YouTube channels I would always watch growing up. For me, it was Smosh and Christina Grimmie. Those are my top two. Those are my top two favorite YouTubers that I would always watch growing up, and I never got tired of watching. And I still watch them to this day. The only difference is one of them's dead. That hurt to say.
I had a little bit of a crush on, Christina Grimmie. She was a cutie.
But we all know the story. Smosh is a comedy channel created by Ian Hecox and Anthony Padilla. They were best friends, and then they weren't, and then they were again, and they got back together, and they still are best friends to this day. Oh, happy times. In 2011, Smosh sold their channel to a company called Alloy Digital that eventually became Defy Media. And for a while, Defy Media was really beneficial to Smosh, such as giving them more of a budget for sketches, giving them a camera, crew, and even cast to work with. But for some reason, and this is specifically throughout the mid-2010s, Defy Media really wanted to increase the Smosh brand and spread them more over to mainstream media. This would lead to things such as a mobile game, a sitcom show that lasted 2 seasons and yet nobody talks about it, even though the show literally ends with Noah having sex with a ghost.
Whoa! What you doing, Pete? Dinger, get out!
But if there is anything most people will talk about when it comes to that specific era of Smosh, it's the movies. And listen, I get it. What can I say about Smosh the movie that hasn't been said before? There are a lot of other YouTubers who have talked about this movie, so I'd much rather you just watch those videos instead. But what if I told you that there is actually another Smosh movie that you can watch on YouTube, and wouldn't you know it, it's actually pretty good. At least compared to Smosh the movie. I don't know if it's a good movie in general, but it's not bad. We're talking about Ghostmates.
Is that ketchup? Is that freaking ketchup?
Ghostmates is a horror comedy movie released in 2016, directed by Jack Henry Robbins, who, fun fact, does actually guest star in a Smosh Try Not to Laugh episode alongside guest star Tom Lennon, because at the time they had a movie together called VHS. I wish I could tell you my thoughts on that movie, but I haven't seen it. I only know about it because of that video. Hi, this is Editing Me here. I forgot to mention this, but I feel it is worth noting. But Jack Henry Robbins, fun fact, is also the son of Susan Sarandon, aka Louise from Thelma and Louise. This woman is a fucking icon in so many ways. I adore her. Our boy here is a Nepo baby, is the son of an icon, and he's over here directing a Smosh movie. Let's fucking go! This film was distributed by YouTube as a YouTube Red original movie. Now, if you don't remember, YouTube Red was YouTube's paid subscription service that started in 2015. This was sort of YouTube's way to compete against other streaming services like Netflix and Hulu. Not only to viewers who paid for YouTube Red would get access to watching YouTube videos ad-free, but it also gave you access into watching YouTube original shows / movies. Examples being PewDiePie's Scare PewDiePie, Joey Graceffa's Escape the Night, and movies like, It was later discontinued in 2018 and has since rebranded into YouTube Premium. I've actually been wanting to talk about Ghostmates for over 2 months now because it's so interesting for me. Not only is this movie so forgettable to many that Ian himself actually forgets who dies in the movie.
Who was the ghost in the Smosh movie?
I think he died in
That was Anthony.
Okay, rest in peace, Anthony.
Wait,
Ghostmates, bro.
Wait, you were the ghost? You don't even remember the script to your own fucking movie?
But also the fact that the only thing people will actually remember when it comes to Ghostmates is the fact that Smosh got T-Pain to be in the movie. I will talk about T-Pain later on in this video, but it is amazing that T-Pain is in this movie, and spoilers, he's not in it for that long, and that's still the only thing people will reference regarding Smosh's Ghostmates. Also, I originally was planning to get YouTube Premium so I could watch Ghostmates and get clips of that movie for my video until I found out someone already uploaded the full movie on YouTube in HD for free. So I'm just gonna use clips off of that instead. Yeah, I'm not spending my money on YouTube for Smosh, okay? I'm saving up my money so I can buy tickets to see Gorillaz in concert this year. I got more important things to focus on.
Where the bloody hell have you been?
Toilet.
Toilet? What do you mean, toilet?
Ghostmates starts with Ian's character Eddie getting ready to propose to his longtime girlfriend Jessica, only to then reveal it's not really a marriage proposal, but really a proposal for her to be his roommate soon. Not tomorrow, not this year, but soon. She gets upset, breaks up with him, and storms off. And then... Okay, please bear with me, but this is how Ian's character dies. So Ian gets his tie somehow stuck in between the door after his girlfriend stormed out, and as he tries to get up, he accidentally turns on a porn channel, and he ends up choking himself to death, all while his pants are down. And this now leads to this ongoing joke throughout the movie that everyone now thinks Ian's character died from an autoerotic asphyxiation gone wrong.
So he chokes himself while he chokes himself.
Such a disgusting young man.
What an embarrassing way to die.
Now, I doubt this was intentional. It probably wasn't. But I'd love to believe that the writers of this movie got that idea off of a Whitest Kids You Know sketch.
Oh my god! Trevor killed himself with his wiener hanging out and his thumb up his butt.
Oh, you noticed.
We meet Anthony's character Charlie, who buys Ian's place, only to later realize that Ian is in fact a ghost, making him the only character in the movie that can see Ian as a ghost. It's not really explained in the movie why Anthony is the only person that can see ghosts, but it is later on revealed that Anthony's character did experience a near-death experience, so I like to maybe think that might be the reason.
When I was 12, I choked on a corn dog and almost died. I was like pretty much dead for 2 full minutes.
Anthony's weirded out at first, but eventually decides to let him stay, becoming his ghost roommate, or Ghostmate. Ah, you get it? Because his name was a movie. Oh my god. I'll stop. And even though Ian is a bit of a dick to Anthony's character, he does somewhat make it up to him by getting him a ticket to see T-Pain reading Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. And then Ian accidentally kills T-Pain via a sandbag.
But look, hey, look, check it out. Look at this. Damn, I'm sexy. This is nice.
So as for how Smosh got T-Pain to be in the movie is actually kind of simple. In an interview with Ian and Anthony, it's revealed that T-Pain's manager is a fan of Smosh and has wanted to get T-Pain in a Smosh video.
It actually started like a year before we started working on the movie. His manager saw a couple of our videos and he hit us up and he's like, hey, if you ever want T-Pain to be in a video, like he's willing to get weird.
Eventually, when it came to writing Ghostmates, they had T-Pain as a placeholder for a specific character, not thinking they were actually going to get him, only to then actually get him in the movie. Now that answers that question, but the real question we should be asking is, why was T-Pain promoted so much for this movie? He's hardly in the movie. He's in it for like maybe 2 minutes at best, and yet he's promoted like he's the supporting character alongside Ian and Anthony. He's in the middle of Ian and Anthony in this picture. For comparison, in Smosh the movie, they had Stone Cold Steve Austin appear for almost the exact amount of screen time that T-Pain had in Ghostmates. And yet he wasn't marketed like T-Pain was. What the hell? So after T-Pain died, it's revealed that there is in fact a heaven and an afterlife, and that the only reason Ian is stuck in this purgatory state on Earth is because he has some unfinished business with 3 specific people that he had wronged in his life. But because Ian can't really do anything because he's a ghost, he gets Anthony to agree and help him along on this journey.
Heaven is real. I saw it when T-Pain died.
T-Pain's dead?
Focus, dude.
One of the people on the list is an old teacher that Ian had called Rick Bowman, and the reason he's on the list is because Ian photoshopped him in a school yearbook, making it look like he's sucking off another teacher, and gave him the nickname Dick Blowman. It's then Ian realizes that he ruined this man's life, because not only did the nickname stuck for years and years, but his students today make fun of him to this day for that nickname, and he also ruined his self-esteem and got a divorce from his wife.
Sure thing, Dick.
My name is Rick.
To make up for it, Ian starts a fire with Anthony trapped inside a classroom, and Mr. Blowman ends up saving Anthony, and now the students praise him and respect him into being a hero for saving a man's life. Okay, so there is this bit with Anthony's character that he's been working on a comic relating towards an oppressed opossum, and that not only did he get fired from his previous job because him and his bosses didn't see eye to eye from this comic, but also Anthony is the only one that finds his comic funny, while everyone else who has read it agreed that it's the most depressing thing ever.
His whole family is just struggling to eat constantly. They can't pay for anything. Because capitalism, right?
The next person on Ian's list is his dad, because years ago they got into an argument over who was to blame over Ian's mom leaving, and they haven't spoken to each other since, only for Ian to realize that neither of them were to blame. It was just Ian having a terrible mom. We meet him at Ian's funeral, and I like the fact that his dad is more heartbroken because he thinks Ian died over a failed attempt at autoerotic asphyxiation. I told you, that comes back in the movie.
And I really wish that I would have taught you safe self-pleasuring practices.
I do like how he's heartbroken over that, other than the fact that his son is just dead in general.
I masturbate just fine.
So their plan is to have Anthony go under Ian's casket and talk to Ian's dad, making him think he is talking to his dead son as a form of closure, and it works. He believes it. There's nothing much I have left to talk about regarding this scene, other than the fact that Ian's dad canonically hates Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison is a little bitch. What?
It all works out. Ian's dad is now removed from the list, and the only person that's left is Ian's ex, Jessica. Ian says that the reason she's on there is because she's not completely over him, and so his solution to this is to have Anthony and Jessica go out in order for her to move on from Ian. And to this, there's already two problems. See, the first problem is she's already freaked out by Anthony, because in an earlier scene, she meets him after she goes to collect her things from Ian's place, and she finds out that this man has just moved into her now dead ex-boyfriend's place and has kept everything exactly the way he left it, including leaving a photo of her and her ex together, and is even wearing his clothes. So yeah, honestly, girl, I don't blame you. And the second issue is that Anthony seems to have more of a crush on her friend Sam, and I just gotta say, Sam is such a delight in this movie. She's probably my favorite character. I like her. She's such a delight. Maybe it's because I'm a sucker for the happy, carefree characters, but man, Sam is just such a joy to watch. And even though they hit it off as friends, Ian is so heavy to push Anthony and Jessica into going out with one another because he is a selfish dick about it. And it gets to the point where during a later scene where Ian and Anthony are at this Bollywood party with Sam and Jessica, Ian possesses Anthony's body shortly after he just promised him that he wasn't going to do it again, and causes him to have a meltdown and shit himself in front of Sam and Jessica and everyone else at the party, and they freak out and they run away. You know, I'm starting to see why people don't talk about this movie. I gotta give credit to Ian and Anthony here, because this is by far their best performance that they have ever given in a movie. And to be fair, it's not much when you're comparing their other performances with Smosh the movie, Angry Birds, and whatever the hell this hedgehog movie was.
Hey! Stop!
To be fair, I do think a huge reason as to why I feel this way is because I grew up watching Smosh, and so I'm a little bit biased, and so it's affecting my opinion. But to be fair, I hate Smosh the movie with a passion, so I think I'm fine giving Ghostmates a bit of a pass here. But I truly do love their dynamic in this movie. The only reason at first that Anthony agrees to help Ian ascend to heaven is just so he can never see him again, but they slowly do develop a nice friendship that actually does feel a bit genuine. And although Ian's character is a bit of a dick in this movie, I mean, he does literally possess Anthony to the point where he shits his pants in front of everybody, at least eventually he realizes how much of a dick he's been in his life. In fact, he also realizes that the true reason Jessica is still on the list is not because she needs to be over him, but he needs to be over her. After having a heart-to-heart with Anthony, they make up, they become friends again, and they go off to go find Jessica and Sam and talk things out and clear things straight. At first, she still doesn't believe him and just wants to be left alone, but just a few seconds later, she does start to believe that Eddie is truly there. And it does get to this very kind of sweet moment where even though she can't see him, she feels him, and they start to have this kind of nice heart-to-heart discussion through Anthony's character. After apologizing to Jessica over everything, T-Pain comes back and brings Ian, ascending him to heaven as he has now completed everything that he needed to do. And I do like this moment where T-Pain does give Jessica the ability to see Ian just to say goodbye to him one more time, and I like how after that, she just has to walk away and process everything that she just witnessed. This woman needs a therapist, or a psychiatrist, or both, honestly. This poor girl. Also, Anthony ends up with Sam, they get together in the end, and there is a bit of a post-credit scene where they're together and Anthony is working on this comic about Ian, and it's very nice, and Ian is now Anthony's guardian angel, and Sam says this, which is honestly a pretty funny way to end this movie.
Hey Eddie, I was thinking. So why didn't you just cover yourself with a sheet and then everyone could see you? It seems like it would have made things a lot easier.
God damn it.
And just like that, that was Ghostmates. It's fine. For me, it's one of those movies I'd put on if I have some time to kill, or if I just put it on for background noise while I'm doing chores. But for a Smosh movie, this is actually really good. If anything, it is far more better than Smosh the movie in comparison. I like the dynamic between Ian and Anthony. I do like the storyline between Ian and his ex. I do love the performances. These actors are doing a hell of a job. And I'll even say it, even though T-Pain is not in the movie for that long, he is pretty funny.
I don't know. You just wanna be best friends?
Oh no.
You sure you don't wanna hang out?
No. I'm probably gonna go find Tupac.
After Ghostmates, Anthony would leave Smosh just a year later, leaving Ian with the whole cast and crew all to himself. And I don't know if this has been said many times by Smosh fans, but I'm just gonna say it. Ian absolutely deserves his flowers. This man went through Anthony leaving, Defy shutting down, and Smosh becoming homeless, looking like it's not going to exist anymore, but he carried through it. He carried Smosh and helped hold it up to what it is today. There's also something so smart about having Smosh now be focused on the personality and dynamics centered around the cast. There's a reason shows like Who Memed It or Shame Guesses are so popular within the channel. Even though we don't know these people, the more we watch Smosh and you see the dynamic the cast has with one another, including the crew, the more it feels like you somewhat do. Even when Anthony came back and him and Ian started doing sketches again, and yeah, the sketches were performing pretty good. It was even nice to see them slowly start to include the cast in these sketches, but then they just stopped a year later. And now on the main channel, they're focusing on a series called Bit City, where there are some sketches on there, and I don't know. I don't really like Bit City a lot, honestly. I really just ignore it. I love current Smosh, don't get me wrong. I love the cast, I think they're funny, but if they weren't going to do sketches again, Could they have at least brought back stuff like Let's Do This or Reunion? Anthony himself has also taken more of a back seat when it comes to Smosh. He no longer really shows up on camera anymore and has just taken up focus on behind the scenes. This even got Anthony to rebrand his personal channel and changed it to another Smosh channel called Smosh-alike. And I kind of have mixed thoughts on it because on one hand, yeah, I like Assumptions fine and I love Courtney's podcast, but at the same time, I'm gonna miss his I Spent the Day With series. I mean, yeah, on occasion he'll maybe post 1 or 2 every few months, but I'm gonna miss it as a regular series, man.
What are your thoughts on the Ned Fulmer cheating? I think he shouldn't have done that.
If Anthony does decide to cancel his I Spent the Day With series, I guess we'll always have rewatches. I mean, what's better than to rewatch and look back at episodes where Anthony gets to spend the day with awesome people like... On second thought, maybe it's for the best that the show dies. But anyways, yeah, Ghostmates is a pretty good movie. You should watch it.
I masturbate just fine.
Grab your girl and have some Dixon cider. And show her love with your Dixon cider. And fill her full with lots of Dixon cider. And a mouthful flowing down inside her.